Hey, girl. Hey. No whistle tone today. Hey.
Hi, how's it going? How's it going, Miss Mims
Well,
today?
look, we're back. We've been on vacation
I
and we're
know.
back from outer space. They
Happy
just
New
walked
Year.
in with that sad look upon their face.
I should have changed that stupid lock.
I should have made you leave your key.
Let's just do it. Let's just do that'll be the whole show. We're just gonna do I Will Survive, and then that's it. That's it. We're gonna be done for the day.
We're just gonna do that. We're gonna. Do you remember when she decided she didn't like? No, that was Donna Summer who decided she didn't like the gays, and then they were like, "Oh,
Oh
girl, then
yeah.
we'll stop buying your music." And then
It's when she found Jesus for a little bit. Yeah, and for apparently Jesus told her like, No, girl, you can't be doing secular stuff anymore." That lasted a hot minute.
a hot minute, she went to MacArthur Park and
I
left
mean,
her cake out in that rain.
I'm sure Miss Patty called her. I'm sure. I mean, I can think of all of the divas that were like, you need to, whatever church you're going to right now, you need to be moving because that's causing some problems in many ways."
And especially, let me just let you know something. Those gays spend money.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Jennifer
let's be
Holiday's like, my entire career, my entire, and I'm telling you, my
and
entire career.
I am telling you, the gays are paying. I'm
Hey,
staying.
girl, babe.
I'm staying.
So we have news. We have news,
We
baby.
do we?
News.
I never know that until you tell me
Well,
so.
it's you know about this news, so I don't know why you're so surprised about this news.
What? Because you just always use that generic news term, so I don't even know what you're referring to yet.
Well, we've got a new podcast
We do have a new podcast starting soon.
starting soon. As dear listeners, as if we weren't frayed at the edges and strained enough.
This is not our full time job. This is not our full time job.
As you can tell by the editing that I in fact do. Uh, I think I finally figured out how to balance our voices just a slight bit better.
Oh,
Since
that's
I'm
awesome.
yeah, like I sometimes this last time over that travesty that was the movie, I would get real quiet
That
and be
drunken
real
travesty that
loud.
we did. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we were I don't know. I think I was a little intoxicated at one point recording one of
I know, but
the I
I do this stuff stone sober because I can't.
well, I no, that's right. No, I got it backwards. I had to be intoxicated to watch it.
Oh
But
yes, but dear listeners, we're gonna make another podcast.
another podcast.
We in celebration of Hoodoo coming out with that banger of a series.
And in honor of the recent passing of our sainted Lady of St. Olaf, Betty White.
We are not going to, in fact, do Golden Girls because that's passe. We are going to do the one season schlock fest that is Golden Palace. Dear listeners, it
Yes.
starts on Hulu on the 10th, which is tomorrow by us recording this. Um, it is, if you listen to the theme song, it's just the theme song from Golden Girls done worse. Like it stars uh the three of them. Dorothy is not there, so we decided
Dorothy,
to name.
spoiler alert, Dorothy gets married at the end of Golden Girls to Leslie Nielsen, the hunk man that he is,
Yes,
and they go away.
she does not decide to do Golden Palace, so it's just Estelle Getty, um, Betty White, and
Rue
Rue
McClanahan,
McClanahan, and
Cheech
Cheech
Marin,
Marin, and
a young Don Cheadle,
real young Don Cheadle.
super young, like fresh off the boat Don Cheadle.
Dear listeners, there is some racism episodes where they attempt to really be poignant.
They really tried. They took the message episodes of Golden Girls and decided, let's just make a whole series of that.
Dear listeners, it's not good, but
It's not. I mean,
we will be there sitting there for the 24 episodes of it.
Yeah, yeah. So don't worry, it's not going to be like a Murder She Wrote 260 episode recap. It's just gonna.
But look for Mims and Maim, Where's Dorothy, wherever you get your podcasts. And to be honest with you, dear listeners, this is my first time watching Golden Palace. I watched like the first two episodes and I could not back in the day. I don't know. Maim's probably watched it because she watches a lot of bad television.
I did back then. I did watch a lot of bad television, especially like if it was on the network television,
Yeah,
and because I didn't get cable in my room. So yeah,
I remember that.
yeah,
Why
I
don't you just
remember
bootleg cable?
I was a child.
And I figured out how to do it.
I did I didn't have that sort of gumption, dear. I wasn't a sociopath like
Split
you.
it. You just
Yeah,
put it in split. Nobody would know.
yeah, I wasn't a sociopath
The
like you.
cable. It's not sociopathy. It's ingenuity.
Right, but
Are you
I mean,
calling me a sociopath?
ah,
Okay, fair. Dear listeners, I have emotions. I have too many of them. That's the issue. That's the issue my therapist and I are trying to work through. It's not the lack, it's the too many.
ah, I
I have
want
so much
I look
empathy.
I look forward to that therapy session where like my best friend, I say really awful things to him because I love him.
You can leave off that best part. I just, all my friends, I say really
You're
horrible
right.
things to
No, you do actually say
because
it
I
to a lot
love
of
them.
us
I feel like they need a dose of love and honesty. You see, a dose of
at the
love.
same time.
I
Always at
and
the
I've
same time.
also been having another thought, Maim, and it's just as a light thought. This is a light thought that requires some processing, but I'm sharing it here with you today as I reach out and touch the screen. I was thinking, oh goodness, there's a little bit of feedback from my mic. I do apologize, dear listeners. Hopefully that didn't get recorded. If it did, it's staying in. Anyway, I'll do noise canceling. So,
Yeah,
no.
I didn't hear anything,
Okay,
so,
good.
you know.
Well, dear listeners, I have been thinking about, and I'm going to start thinking about with Maine, a
Oh,
way for us to do our first leave show.
really?
Yes, yes, yes,
Whoa.
yes,
I,
yes.
this is news also.
I know. Look. I'm full of spite, venom, and new shows. So
Ingenuity. That's ingenuity.
ingenuity. It will have to be, dear listeners. It will have to be after this pandemic ends. So it
So like
could be the end of the year. It could be
2024
2023,
coming soon.
2024.
2024
You
coming
know
soon.
what? As we go out there and like support the reelection of President Biden or Vice
Oh,
President Harris
Jesus.
or Secretary
There goes half
Buttigieg
our
or whoever it
listeners.
is,
Thanks, sorry, listeners. There goes half our list. You were supposed to say that during the Murder She Wrote, not the Deciding Women
oh no,
episode.
that's not true. The designing women,
Just
the
joke.
designing women listeners are far more supportive of us than the murder she wrote listeners, dear listeners. So I've started posting links to our podcast in both the Designing Women and the Murder She Wrote podcast. I just want to let you, dear listeners, know I love
Sh-
you because
Shout out to the Designing Women group listeners. Shout out.
y'all, except for the one woman who was like, "Ew, no, gross, disgusting." You know,
What
whatever,
was
girl.
disgusting about it? What was what
Drag queens.
are we? Is
Girl,
it a
let it go.
video? Is it a
Let it
video show? I don't understand.
I mean, we talk about some things sometimes, but she doesn't know that because she ain't listened. Um, but you know, it's fine. Whenever she doesn't have to listen, I don't have to listen to her. But I posted in the You Slay Me podcast in the Murder She Wrote things crickets,
Oh
like
no.
just absolute crickets. I posted the Designing Women when y'all are like, "This is fantastic! Like, love, like. Oh, this is great! That's disgusting." One guy called us drunk and blithering, which is not only half true. Let me just tell you,
We're never drinking,
we're never drinking. It's Sanka because I gotta poop sometimes.
right? And I usually have hot tea.
And on that note, let me mention a Patreon because I gotta poop sometimes. So, dear listeners, we have a
pay
Patreon.
pay for that toilet paper.
Pay for that toilet paper. If you want to throw us some bones and support us, it's at baking sugar. There's also a link to our PayPal in there if you just want to throw us some money directly. That's all I'll say about that. Maim, what you got to add before we get into this episode?
I just want to shout out one more time to the designing women groups that we've been touching because y'all have made us feel like rock stars.
It's true. It is true.
And also shout out to the lady today at Joanne's who I was wearing one of my Murder She Wrote shirts and struck up a conversation, and now she's got to go listen after work.
Ooh, that's exciting. She's probably gonna
Yeah.
love or hate it. There is no in between.
There's
There is
in
no.
between.
There is no, like, we have 5-star reviews. We have one-star review. I still don't. That person still did not leave a comment. Like, at least, dear
What a
listeners,
coward! What a coward!
Dear listeners, if you made it this far in the podcast, I don't think you're going to leave us a 1-star review. But if you do leave us a 1-star review, please tell us how we can make it better.
Or just tell us why we were so bad.
Exactly. Now, other than the things we know about, right? Like, help us self-actualize a little bit more.
Yes, that. Wait, what? Okay, sorry. I wasn't expecting that when you said that just now. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
Well, we know what problems we have.
What are our problems?
Let's get into this episode. This is season 2, episode 10, Stranded.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Oh, oh my gosh! Yes. Oh,
I'm proud of myself for that one, y'all.
I do. One thing that I wish we could convey somehow effectively is that I don't think our dealers just realize that this isn't really a shtick. Like this really is us. Very. These are our two personalities.
So yeah, this is like this is like a guided conversation, right?
Oh man.
This is what therapists want you to try to do, like to pretend to be in somebody else's mind. We are guided because we have a goal to get to, which is season 2, episode 10, Stranded. How we get there is our own journey. It's like
I love
yoga.
It. Oh, I have a friend that's a yoga instructor down here actually, and she's pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever told her about this show. I think she'd like it. That's something I know. Go ahead. We'll go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Is she good at a yoga instructor?
Yeah, she's very popular down here because she's like because she's one of those yoga instructors. I mean, it's South Florida, so there's two kinds of yoga instructors. There's like real ones, and then there's like influencer kinds. So she's more like the real ones, like she's things like that. So
yeah. Have you ever tried hot yoga?
Yes, I used to do hot yoga for back in the day, like every other day. Why?
I don't need to sweat that much for any.
I love it. I love it.
It all purifies me.
It's not that. I just think it's not that. I think the reason why I really enjoyed it back when I used to do it, that was also when I was a vegetarian. I was going through a phase. I think it actually does feel pretty good. I might actually start getting back into that. I've been trying to figure out like what to do physically now that I'm a little bit older.
Yeah, me too. I'm bicycling, walking, yoga, weightlifting.
It's just like I don't know. There's something this pandemic has kind of affected my relationship with weightlifting a bit, and I'm not feeling it the way I used to. So
What about just steroids and a Peloton? I've got a friend that did that.
the South Florida method.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. All right, let's get into this.
Wait, steroids and a Peloton? Like, are they doing anything with their upper body?
Oh, the Peloton's got like weightlifting classes too. Yeah, they've got like
Oh,
weights,
okay.
but
Okay. I
not a
was like,
lot.
wait.
Like you don't need a lot of weights.
No, I know that. Not with the steroids, but it was just like when you
I
said
mean,
that just
they're
now, I thought,
they're 44, 45 now,
oh,
and
it's so
they
old.
are like jacked with abs and like they did not look like that in their mid-30s because I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
them. So
Yes.
there is no other way.
Do I know this person?
I don't
All right. Well,
I don't think you do.
I didn't know all. I didn't know all of your. I didn't know all of your Raleigh friends. Just the choice few. Stranded, episode 10, season 2.
Oh, okay. So we're at Sugar Bakers. Moving right along. And Julia is sick.
She is so sick.
So, dear listeners, before we keep going with this episode,
I just started.
I just in this time of the pandemic, this episode feels very cringy.
Timely. Oh, cringy. I was saying timely.
Well, timely and cringy, and it's what not to do. So they are going to Design Expo.
Yes. Which didn't they have another Design Expo, but it was in Atlanta that year?
Yeah, that was the one that was Design House.
Oh.
Where it burned down, where Suzanne and
yes.
This is another design thing with Suzanne as the central character.
As if, yeah.
Would you bring it all together?
Hey, it's what I do. Not really, but
we find out Charlene has a fever too.
Oh man.
She was not feeling good on the expressway coming into work.
And as we all know, the thing that you probably shouldn't do when everyone is sick with a fever now is travel.
And they're going to St. Louis. Ah, that great town.
I love when Charlene said that when they got to the central station, she thought that was the entire city.
Yeah, back when she was younger and they could see the Christmas lights. Have you ever been to St. Louis?
No.
Me either. I've never had
my family actually went before I was born. There was literally like my whole childhood. There's a picture of the arch in our house, and for the longest time I didn't know what it was. And then they explained it to me once, and I was like, "Oh, we should go back." And they were like, "Yeah, sometime."
The only thing I know about St. Louis are all of the brochures for Washington University I used to get when I was, in high school as a senior.
There's a Washington University in St. Louis? Oh.
Like, did you not get any of these flyers?
I didn't get flyers from Catholic colleges, no.
But my dear friend, you're not white.
What? Oh my God! Dear listeners, we just had a revelation.
Bombard them at you, just throw them.
No, I remember getting lots of them, but I just don't remember that one at all. I remember I got a lot from schools up north. Okay. That's when I went. Remember, I went to that weird Emerson phase where like I'm gonna go to Emerson and like become an artist.
Dear listeners, I start off at Wake Forest University, biggest mistake in my life. I'll throw that out there and leave that to die. So, Mary Jo reads a statement about Southern style.
Yes.
And Julia's like, I like that a lot.
It's the fever talking.
It had to be.
I did not. I was like, what? It's it basically said, you want something that looks like it's not been styled. Okay. All right.
And
great.
You know what Southern style is now, right?
No.
Fake calligraphy blessed all over everything.
Are the Southern style, is that also part of that thing where like they have all these containers that have the thing on it, like flour and sugar and coffee and oh geez, oh man.
Catch what I just said?
Yes. I got it. No, I definitely did.
I remember, speaking of Southern style and things and nooses,
Yeah.
I remember
You're the
back
only one saying it.
back in the and Wake Forest University. I remember our high school U.S. history teacher.
We cite him so many times in life.
Anyway, she was in an African American sorority at Wake Forest, which was right beside of the Brotherhood of Andrew Jackson fraternity. And every year for Christmas, the Brotherhood of Andrew Jackson fraternity would put out a noose with Christmas lights on it.
Those were the
Dear listeners,
days.
I do not understand this shit.
Dear listeners, just for point of reference, we went to college in late 90s.
Yes, well, yes, and so she was about 30 when she was teaching us, right?
Yep.
Yeah. She's an old family friend of Mims as well, I believe.
That's right. She is. Our families are very close.
Anyway, Anthony, we find out, is driving the van.
Yes, because they have to transport their entire thing to Design Expo.
Entire room to Design House. Suzanne is going to a wedding. And there's also a pageant, Miss St. Louis World, or is it Miss Missouri World? Whatever.
It's Miss Missouri World.
Miss
but,
Missouri World in St. Louis at the same time. So she gets to just have all them come and watch her do like
pageant stuff
things. And she's just so excited about it.
Which I was like, didn't they all get to watch you during that when Mary Jo's daughter was doing the pageant thing too? Like they got to watch you do a lot of stuff.
That's different. This is judging. Like Suzanne's actually get to judge and do like official pageant shit. So, and Suzanne, we find out, is sending a certified letter to Helen Van Patterson Patton because she is trying to blackball Suzanne from judging. And Suzanne wants to delicately remind her of the other person she tried that got blackballed, who is now, or who tried to blackball her, who is now selling chain link fences.
Yes. So. I thoroughly enjoyed that entire exchange.
I did too. It didn't make sense as she was talking about it. Like she was just kind of going on about it. I was like, I don't exactly understand what's going on here, but you know.
And even technically by the punchline, they also were like, okay.
Yeah, like
because I was trying to figure out, is this like a real, did you cause it, or is this like is this a correlation or a causation?
Right, yeah. So now we skip ahead. We're in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
And the hotel is full because there's a blizzard.
I wrote down, I said, what is with this terrible picture of the hotel? It looks so bad.
Because they couldn't turn people away because of the blizzard. I have never known a hotel that did not like keep their reservations for people there because like they get sued. Right.
Well, maybe though, like maybe it wasn't that. Maybe they talked to them about it. We just didn't get to see that scene where they're like, ladies, could you please do this? Like, please, these people are going to die.
And then,
right. They're going to have frostbite.
Maybe they did. But so
once again, though, surprised that Sugar Bakers had the budget for 4 hotel rooms.
True statement. So we find out that they are all real sick. Like throwing
sick.
up sick. And Charlene is like, this is worse that time that I got that allergy to domestic meat. They had to call out for some hippopotamus steaks and hippopotamus burgers, and then I found out I could eat squirrel and coon. And you know that I was eating coon for breakfast. And Julia runs to the bathroom.
I love this scene. I love anytime Charlene gets to get super, super Southern. And I also thought to myself, how has there never been a porno called Domestic Meat?
Is it going to be like a domestic worker?
Oh, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, like what's it gonna be? What
What is?
mean?
I mean,
Native American porn?
well, no, I don't know. It just sounded like a. I mean, just when she said the words domestic meat, I was like, oh, that feels like a. I could feel like that sounds like a Raging Stallion title.
Dear listeners, for those of you who don't know, Raging Stallion is a gay porn studio with a lot of cowboy hats. For
I
some
don't
reason,
know.
like it's always there's always really hunky, beautiful, hairless guys having sex in hay
No,
with
Raging
cowboy hats
Stallion.
on.
Remember, no, Raging Stallion switched tactics because remember, they got they. Well, no, I just know this because of the great buyout. So after Falcon Studios like bought all of them,
Uh-huh.
essentially, everybody's got their own category now. So Raging Stallion, there's no more hairlessness. It's all like hunky, kind of like mildly hairy guys. Yeah, Falcon's like we are the hairless territory.
As I grew up and to be an older adult, I always went to the men.com because they've got
Hmm.
humor.
Oh, I've not ever watched any of those, but I know that
You
I've seen the trailers for
you've
the
never seen Not in Front of My Salad?
Oh, is that from that?
That's men, yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking. Several of them have that.
Okay.
They've got Little Red Riding Hoe as one of them.
I'm sorry, what?
It's this buff blonde guy in a red hoodie who ends up with somebody who pretends to be the big bad wolf.
Oh my god.
Whatever. It's not furry. It's not
Oh
quite
man,
that much.
please tell me that the actor playing the big bad wolf, like his actual last name was Wolf. That would be
No, it was
dang
not.
it.
No,
Dang
it
it,
was
dang it.
not.
That would have been perfect. Okay, anyway.
So we're back at Sugar Bakers,
That's right. It's nighttime. It's dark.
and Anthony singing in Sugar Bakers, shutting it down, and Suzanne says like, "The airport is closed. I cannot go. Take me with you, Anthony."
Anthony's like, can you just stay here?
And she's like, "No, I have to be there. I cannot let Helen Patterson, Patton, whatever, like judge when I am not there."
Oh
So
man.
he's like, "Fine, I
Poor
will take
Anthony.
you."
Poor Anthony.
We go back to St. Louis. There's a little bit of uh, uh, Suzanne or Anthony's called him, telling him what's going on, and Mary Jo has one quick line that flashes back, which is one of them's going to kill the other, and Suzanne will have to go to prison.
That's right. I mean, I do think that if push came to shove, Suzanne definitely is much more murderous.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're now at a hotel, a random hotel,
I would call this more of a motel.
Holiday Inn. Whatever you
What?
want, got it.
Oh
Whatever you
yeah,
need,
I got it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's been a long time since we've heard that song.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Also, just an aside, I'm a freak until the dawn.
I'm gonna have to go listen to that after this when I'm doing my laundry.
Uh-huh.
That's what we do now.
Get
We
early
listen to that.
on.
We listen to that while doing laundry and house
That's
chores.
exactly right. That's exactly. I did not know I was. Yesterday it was actually Liza Minnelli singing Cabaret. What good is sitting alone in your room?
Bum 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 bum.
Come hear the music play.
Wow wow wow
Life
wow.
is a cabaret, old chum. And my dog stared at me like I'm crazy as I'm throwing clothes in the drawers. Oh God.
Oh,
Now
I'm
I've
gonna have
got
to
that
do
whole
cabaret.
song going through my head.
I have to do cabaret karaoke now. You've done that to me. Oh no.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's how I exercise song demons. If I have a song that I can't get out of my brain, I'll do it at karaoke, and it usually helps me get rid of it.
Okay. Oh, it's a little cup of tea. Anyway, so we're at a motel, and
Yes.
Anthony and Suzanne walk in. Apparently, it's blizzarding outside, and they need 2 rooms.
And this place is not as nice as the other place.
No. And the woman's like, the motel woman's like, well, I only have this one small room. And
actually, at first, she wasn't going to give them anything.
Yes. And then she's like, is this an interracial thing? And Anthony's like, well, yeah, we're married. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, but it's not interracial. I was just in Palm Springs. And why didn't you tell me I got so tan?
This episode is such an Anthony episode.
Yeah, and Suzanne's like, we are not married. And like, what do you think? Do you think this looks good if we were to sleep in the same room together? And the woman behind the counter's like, well, no. So Suzanne's like, fine, I'm getting the room alone. Rude, Suzanne.
Rude. So rude. Like, just extra rude.
So now we're back in St. Louis, and we find out that Charlene is very happy when sick.
Jeez. I would not be able to live with that.
Like, she's just lying on Mary Jo's chest, giggling, saying she even tries to be pleasant when she's sleeping. I would have kicked her ass into the hallway.
Oh yeah, the two of us, that's not our thing. We're not.
No. I want to be miserable whenever I'm sick.
Yeah.
I do not mind dealing with stuff my own as long as I'm physically able to do it. Like, I will do everything I need to do. I will do it myself as long as I'm physically able to do it, right? I appreciate help, but I do not need silliness unless I'm hungover.
I usually
really
see people to stay away. Are you? I've never actually been around you when you're hungover.
Well, you would never know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was hungover in Florida. What are you talking about?
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Girl, that was back in my drinking days, so I don't even know.
We drank so much that night.
That's how I used to operate back then.
When's the last time you went to Ramrod?
When did I get dumped? How long ago was that? 7
Did you go with him or before that, or like after the dumping, or?
I think I went a few times after I got dumped. Just because one of my friends used to host the bulge contest, so he is my key partner. I could listen to him talk all day long. Okay. And so I used to go for that, but then after a while I was like, I don't want to be here for that either.
Okay.
So.
Mama Maim, I just want to let you know that it's basically a sex dungeon in Florida.
It is not. That's what the Slammer is, not Ramrod. That's a Slammer. That's not. There's a difference.
How does Ron DeSantis let these things still go on? Money.
Well, it's in the laws, right? So no, it's not just money. Like, it's actually in the laws, because so down here in South Florida, they found a way to do this. So it is a private club. They do not serve alcohol for sale. Okay. And because of that, there's no reason for it to get raided. And so there's like 4 of them down here. There's that one. There's one called, there's a straight one called the Trapeze. Yeah, there's that one, and they all operate in the same way. You bring your own alcohol. They charge you essentially a serving fee or whatever. But yeah, other than that, people just go crazy.
Okay, so Charlene is playing musical beds.
You asked.
And Charlene's like, well, Anthony and Suzanne are probably having a better time.
They're not.
So now we go to Anthony and Suzanne. Suzanne needs both pillows to rest her hair on. And she gives Anthony some clothes to keep warm. She gives him one of those pink rose fur.
One of very thin material, by the way. Very thin.
Well, the scarf is, she gives him the scarf, which is silk. So that's
nice.
Pretty
it's
warm.
Nice scarf, yeah.
It's some pantyhose. And she's like, I'm sorry you just can't stay here, because what would happen if I found out that if people found out on the pageant circuit and like I lost one of my crowns? And Anthony's like, Well, just think you'll still get to be Miss Georgia World, and that's all that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, like, I'm. I mean, the thing is that yes, I do think it's awful that she did that to Anthony, but at the same time, I mean, I'm a paranoid person anyway, so I would be thinking about that manager lady anyway because she didn't like them to begin with.
That's true. That's true. So we're in St. Louis now. Suzanne calls the hotel and tells them they had to get a hotel in Tennessee, and they're staying at the Bates Motel.
Cue Charlene.
Oh my God, the Bates Motel! Oh my God, can you just believe? Oh, that's that one from that movie. Can you just believe that?
Your Charlene is so good. I love it. I love it so much.
It's based on somebody I used to work with. Have I told you the story of the woman
You
who
have.
slapped the computer? Go,
Yeah.
computer, go! I just envisioned Charlene doing that, like in the modern world. Actually, be a word processor. Go, word processor, go! Hurry up and type, word processor.
And this is why people think that we're drunk.
So we're back in Tennessee.
Yep.
Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oof. It's definitely like a Western North Carolina, Tennessee border town kind of pickup line.
Yeah, that is. Where would they be at? They would be like over. They probably would be near Graceland, Memphis, that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go up to Georgia, up to the corner, and then take a direct left. Wow. Where are we at here?
We're back in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Anthony's Suzanne is sleeping.
Come in.
Yeah, knocking crazily on the door.
So she's like, "Fine, just stay here on this side, and it'll be fine, right?"
Yep.
The hotel manager comes in with an extra blanket, and she's like, "I run a clean hotel. There's no shacking up here." And Anthony's like, "If you cannot tell that we are not only from two different socioeconomic, religious, blah, 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 blah lives, we are also from two completely separate worlds, and we are not having the sex."
Anthony had his Suzanne Sugarbaker moment.
He did. You mean Julia Sugarbaker moment?
What did I say? I said Suzanne? Yes, yeah. Julia.
So Suzanne stops the manager on the way out and says, "Hey, I signed the wrong name.
If we're being honest,
I meant to sign Helen Van Patterson
I love that this show wants us to have that much investment in that earlier scene that like this joke is going to land very hard.
Yes, it did not. So
even the studio audience laughter is kind of like
the funny thing about it's her name.
Yep, that's it. That's it. The rest of it's kind of like, Suzanne, did you sabotage a lady?
Kind of, yeah. So Suzanne and Anthony are bonding.
Yes.
She asked Anthony to turn her wig around because it's staring at her. Have you ever had to do that?
I don't keep wigs around like that. I put it in.
Mine don't face me.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't keep wigs in my house.
Oh, speaking of creepy things that don't face you, did you? So in some white households, I don't know if they're black households.
Okay.
That sounds like a racism, and I do apologize to you and yours. But I've only ever seen them in white households, like old white Southern people. Is what I'm getting at here.
Okay.
The thing that is like the peeping, the hide and seek children that have the flat faces that you put up against the wall, and they've got like hands like this. It looks like they're like getting ready to play hide and seek.
They're like
wooden dolls, and when you turn them around, they have no faces.
No, I did not.
Oh my God!
I've never.
One of my friends in high school, mutual friend of ours in high school, actually,
What?
Mom had one, and I was like, "What are those?" She said, "Oh, you want to be freaked out? Just turn it around, and it's like leaning over with no face." And she said, "Yeah." I gasped when I saw that. Like,
Uh,
let me see if I can find a picture on.
I feel like that could be a horror movie.
Yes, I will send you a picture later.
Yeah,
Like,
do that. That's really weird. Like,
these are. And the thing is, I
so to answer your question, no, in brown households we didn't have that. We just had a lot of framed programs from funerals. You ask. You ask. I'm just telling you.
So you find out that Anthony studied hairdressing
Yes.
during his unfortunate incarceration.
Which does not help our other argument that we've been having ongoing about this show.
And Suzanne's like, if we were both white, do you think we'd get have gotten along? And he says probably not, but what about if we were both black? And Suzanne, I love this line. It is ultimate shade. I could have been the first Miss America because Vanessa Williams doesn't count.
That's right.
Shade.
So shady.
Shade. Dear listeners, for those of you that do not know, Miss America won. Vanessa Williams won Miss America.
First black woman.
Had the crown taken away because of
some nude photos. That's it.
That's it.
Not even nude, not nude pornographic photos.
No.
Nude art photos for art studies.
Yes. And like, oh.
It was gross. But you know what? She got the last laugh because she's had a dang career for 30 plus years, and Miss America had to essentially say, sorry, our bad.
And you know what that means? She saved the best for last, girl.
Sometimes the sun goes around the moon. I'm telling you, that's how it works.
I'm outside my comfort zone. How many more of these can I do?
It's your dignity. It's your dignity. That was your dignity that fell.
Well, you gotta have it for it to be a fall. All right. So Suzanne does this whole thing, like she goes through a little spiel of like pours out her heart. Life's easier if you just don't get involved. Like she has a very warm moment with Anthony. She's like, if there must be like 100 sugar bakers turning over in their grave with us sitting in bed together, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, my one problem with this scene right here, I got a little problem. Okay. This feels like it would have been done in season 1 or earlier this season. It feels to me that there's been enough growth from Suzanne before this point.
I don't think so, though.
Okay.
And the reason why is because throughout this whole time, Suzanne has been the one holdout about Anthony, right? Like there's been multiple episodes where like we've basically watched Anthony's entire life be redeemed to the point that they basically said he actually didn't even know that he was involved in the crime and everything. But even then, Suzanne was still being extra. And so I feel like even though it is kind of longer in the series, I feel like it actually made sense because we hadn't had any situation where the two of them were literally stuck together and had to get to know each other.
Suzanne does look at him and say, but if you ever tell anyone about this, I'll report you to the police for robbing me.
I love it. Robbing for those pantyhose. You shouldn't take out those pantyhose, girl.
So now we're back in St. Louis.
Meet me in St. Louis.
Charlene apparently watched Deliverance this morning.
Why would anybody do that?
It's like, I don't know why anybody would watch that movie. I just don't know about why I watch this movie. I just don't understand why. Oh, Julia, are you watching Love Connection?
Which she wasn't watching Love Connection, by the way, because you know how I get. I started listening to the television, and that was like a game show. It wasn't like Love Connection because they were talking about
probably Chuck Woolery.
Well, they were talking about like a. Well, no, it was like they were talking about like a car. Okay. You're like, you want a car and blah, blah. I'm like, who didn't pay attention to what they were playing? Because this is not what they're talking about. I
Julia
miss
goes
Love
off on
Connection.
Charlene because she is tired of it. She is tired of Charlene, just absolutely tired of her.
She has a detox moment.
She did, yes.
I have
She
had it officially.
officially. Uh, Speaking of detox, but not detox, did you see the commercial during Drag Race that had kimchi and Adore in it?
Yes,
Adore looks great.
she does. I think she's getting ready for that Queen of the Universe season 2.
Is she gonna be a singer?
There's a rumor.
Oh, good job, Adore. For those of you that don't know, Adore Delano was on what's that?
RuPaul's Drag Race
No,
and
no,
American
before-
Idol.
American Idol, that's it. What was his name? Danny
Bonaducci? I don't know.
No, that's not the one. That's not the one. I think that's the one that came out bisexual. Whatever.
Now he's gay. He's just gay now,
Oh,
by
he's
the
just
way.
gay now?
He just gay out. But you know,
Wow, proud of him.
he's still trying to make sense of all of it with Jesus.
Speaking of that, dear listeners, speaking of that, we have had at my so I follow a women's soccer team called the North Carolina Courage, who had a team member retire. She was a homophobe. She went on the 700 Club, talked about how gay marriage is wrong and blah, 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 which in women's soccer is not, there's a lot of lesbians in there. And a lot of the supporters are lesbians and gay men. It's just not a good look. Well, my team just rehired her. And like, we did not have Pride nights before. When she was doing this, she refused to wear the rainbow flag. She was let go of the U.S. women's national team because she would not wear a rainbow flag, right? Like, this woman.
She is firm in her convictions.
Her name is Jaylene Daniels. Let me just throw out a name. I will name check her. So there's a lot of people who are not going to renew their season tickets. I'm probably not going to renew my season tickets because of this thing. And when the backlash started, she came out and said, love is love, and I love the sinner, hate the sin. Blah. Then the team came out and said, everybody's gonna we allow everybody to express how they feel. We love everyone and buy our Pride merch. Dear listeners, please go to @NCCourage and tell them that they're idiots. That's on Twitter, please. Thank you. Where are we at with this?
I'm still shocked. It's still shocking in any way that you tell me that you have season tickets to a sports something. That to me
I love soccer. I've always liked soccer.
What do you mean you've always liked soccer?
I've always liked soccer.
Even when we were in school?
Even when we were in school. Yeah.
But you never went to a soccer game.
I don't want to watch kids play soccer.
You were a kid.
Why would I watch kids when there are hot guys playing soccer?
That's got me there.
I mean, and also, it's really hot outside during soccer games in the South, right? We play it as a spring summer sport. It's asinine that we do that. In Europe, it's a fall, winter, early spring sport. That makes sense, right?
Okay, I guess so.
Like, also, watching on television is not watching it. Like, little kids running around just staring at the ball, please. What?
It's so cute.
I mean, I'm sure they were. I wish I'd watched it in high school. Now, that was the one thing. But again, I didn't like half those assholes on that team.
Half or 3/4? I think 3/4.
Nah, because at least half I knew. Right? With the great merger from the people from the East and the people from states came together.
The great merger. When the county and the city came together.
I like the county folk.
Because those were our folk. The county folk were our people.
The county folk were our folk. But them city folk just...
Anthony and Suzanne come barging into the hotel room.
Yeah, and Suzanne's like, you guys ain't done nothing. Y'all ain't done nothing. And she's like, oh no, I only have 30 minutes to get to the pageant. So Anthony goes into full drag puppy mode, grabs her
Exactly.
shoes, her wig, grabs the hose that he had from last night because he did not run them, and that is a professional.
Let's be honest here. He's like a premium drag puppy too. It's not even like a standard drag puppy.
Like they go in the bathroom. Suzanne's like, I'm just gonna lock this door, and like, oh hi cat, I'm just gonna lock this door and won't bother you at all. And like, you hear Anthony's doing the wig on his head and giving her makeup advice and all that, and hanging up the dress and turn on the shower to get the wrinkles out. Yeah.
But yes, Anthony is a heterosexual. That's what we're told. But I mean, in this day and age, right? We got a heterosexual in Drag Race, so I guess Anthony could be heterosexual. Yeah, let's hope it's just 1 week.
But the last line of the last line
yes.
of the thing is, but if that wig could talk, talking about her wig.
I personally think that should have been the name of the episode, but
I agree.
Because that was actually wonderful. I am doo-doo-doo.
Oh, goodness. Well, Maim, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
I've actually got two because I asked you 2 questions at the end of every episode.
Oh, that's true. You do have 2.
Did you find yourself in Miss Georgia World?
I did, but okay, so I'm a little torn.
Well, go on, Natalie Bruglia. Tell me why.
Well, because
Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith.
I really loved Charlene's outfit in the very beginning.
Okay.
That beautiful royal blue with the little jewel piece.
Get to Miss Georgia World this time.
But then Miss Georgia World, I just have to say, Suzanne in her coat and that hat when she barged in.
Yes.
She looks so good.
And the stole, that huge stole.
The whole thing. It was everything.
Oh my God. It was drag queen living right there.
I literally thought when she walked in, I desperately for a moment was like, man, I wish it got cold down here. Like for a moment there, I was like, oh, I could rock a look like that.
We go on our live tour to someplace cold.
Oh, that's true. We'll be dressed like that. Oh, we can make similar outfits, just a different shade, like a one color. Oh,
and go to like Bangor, Maine. You'll be the first and only black person in Bangor.
Said, jeez, I'm not gonna answer anything with that. I'm not saying anything. That's it.
Did you like this episode, Maim?
Oh, this is one of my favorite episodes. And this is like, I love it because it starts this wonderful new thing of the Anthony and Suzanne show, which is the best part. Like to me, I love Julia. Don't get me wrong. Please, designing women groups, don't savage me. I love Julia Sugarbaker moments, but my favorite moments on the show have always been the Anthony and Suzanne moments.
And throwing a little Bernice later on.
Oh, girl. A little sprinkle of Bernice there for some flavor. Ooh.
Oh, my God. When she starts singing that song, we'll get to that song eventually.
That's right. We still haven't even gotten there yet.
No, we have not. And then I will start singing at you every time I see you on this thing. But not until that happens.
Oh, no.
Just randomly throw it out there at you when you expecting it.
I feel like every time I have a meandering thought, you're gonna start pulling that out.
I am. I really am.
And I have a lot of those. I have so many of those.
Oh, man, why don't you tell the dear listeners where they can find you?
Yeah. Hi, dear listeners. If you'd like to follow me on the social medias, it's at maybe it's at Auntie at auntie.maim, MAIM, like, when you murder somebody. And if you are on vacation in South Florida, Every Thursday night, I perform and host a karaoke show at a bar in Miami Beach called Kill Your Idol. Starts at 10 p.m. And every other week, you can catch me at my home theater, Villain Theater. It's an improv comedy theater every other Saturday at 8:30.
And
You?
dear listeners, you can also find her at Maim Ministry on Twitter. Tweet her. She doesn't know how to work it.
I know how to work it a little bit.
It confuses her. Just start tweeting at her.
It's because I'm old.
I use Twitter.
Yeah, but you're like 4 months younger than me, so there you go.
Anyway, listeners, hush you. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me on Twitter at Divine Miss Mims. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Baking Sugar Pod. Again, we got a Patreon, Baking Sugar. That's all I'll say about that.
Oh, I just realized we're approaching an important event. So by the time we record next Sunday, that will be our great 4-month period where I am technically older than you, numerically. Yeah, because my birthday's Saturday.
Oh, is it? Oh, yay! Happy birthday early! You're gonna be
43. No, 43? 42. How old am I gonna be? 42? Okay, 42.
It's 2022.
These years have been a blur. These last few years have been a blur. So, being a decade kid, I always use the years as like, how old am I? And the last few years.
Unless you were born in 79, were you?
No, I was an 80s kid. We're 4 months apart.
I'm so tired. Oh, all right, babe. I think we've done everything we can do here. We're not recording another episode tonight, so I'm just going to. We could do, yeah. Anyway, say goodnight, Maim.
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.